Can we deduce from the morning skate, Anderson in goal, Eakin in, and Olofsson out?
Unless something changed when I got off the ice, that's what Anderson's in that. And then the Eeks, I didn't talk to Eeks on the way out. I'm still going to follow up. The medical team was going through the medical stuff as I walked in still, as the guys walked out. So I would, based on what I watched, I think Eakin is ready to go. So that would be.
And Victor?
And Victor is, we held him out this morning because he's got an injury or an aggravation that in a spot we just don't want to aggravate it, so we're doing a little bit more on it. I can't say he's definitively out, but we just need a little bit more information before we decide on that. Again, it's an aggravation type injury, and we're weighing whether it would hurt to have him play and aggravate it further. Is really the information we're looking at as we go into tonight.
I know it's always just a next man up mentality, but when you lose Middleton and Yogi Hardy and maybe Olofsson, how have you guys been able to just keep going?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, if you look at we lost Middlestead and Eakin, and then you look at the four centermen we had, and you combine how many games of NHL experience those four centermen have had in their career. It's been an interesting challenge there, but I think the guys have done great. I mean, I didn't think of that till after the fact. We didn't talk about that till after the fact, how little experience those guys have in the position. But yeah, it's these guys all want opportunity, and they prepare hard for opportunity. Our job as coaches is to help them prepare even better for that opportunity, because they don't know what it is and where it is, when it is next. And we've had to shift a lot of guys, and they've put a lot of hard work into prepare as quick as they can for the changing opportunities, I guess.
Don, given their COVID situation and how it continues to grow, are you aware, was there any talk of postponing this game?
I have heard nothing of that. And I don't know if we would hear that until it actually happens. I think that's the medical teams, and even last year. I'm thinking about last year now. We were almost the last ones to know, and I think that's a good thing, because you just got to keep preparing. You don't want to play the what-if game. You want to be fully prepared, and if they have to pull it, they know why, and it's usually a legitimate reason. So we'll wait for that like anybody else would, but in the process, we're just preparing for the game.
Did you take more precautions yesterday and today than perhaps you did in Anaheim and LA?
Yeah, I think when you see what's happened here and hear about it, and you're going into that environment, it gives you a reminder that you can never be too safe and never be too conscious and doing the right thing. I mean, I walked in. We do a lot of things, when we get ready for practices without masks, and we find ourselves putting the mask on a little bit more now.
After practice officially ends, there's even more that goes on. What do you like to watch when the guys are just doing what they want to do?
After practice?
Yeah.
Lots of different things. You're trying to get a read for where you guys feel about their game. Some guys aren't happy with their game, and you don't want them pressing. You don't want them. So you're watching lots of intricacies like that. You're watching different chemistry things, what they feel they need to work on. What might, they're going to show you probably what they work on is probably what's they don't feel good at, or maybe they're in the zone on it too. So yeah, you can pick up lots of different things by watching your guys at the end of practice. I just enjoy doing that for that reason.
When you look at your team, looked at this trip as a whole before it started even, how much were guys interested about the whole Seattle thing? You're going to be off tomorrow, but just the idea that a place they haven't ever played an NHL game in.
I think they were excited about this entire trip. Lots of guys, it's their first time in California. Lots of young guys that had never been on real road trips, really, where you could go out and get something to eat even. Dolls the other day didn't know we were, 500 yards from Disneyland. So when he was told, he wanted to go. So, yeah, it's fun to see the guys, get excited about something. It's that little kid in all of us at something new and exciting, and we've been denied a lot of this. And then as far as Seattle, I think we're all excited about that. It's already a very well-known franchise, because the path to day one, even the expansion draft day, was there was a lot of talk, and it was prevalent in the hockey world way before the first game. So it'll be a pretty neat experience to be there.
Is it a bit of a bummer there's a concert, you don't get a chance to practice in the building until...
Hey, you're breaking bad news to me, Mike, because I didn't know that. Yeah, no, that's I told you, we don't think too far ahead. There's too many darn things that can burn you in the process. So we haven't even thought about that. You're the bearer of bad news, but at least we get to play there.
And your sister, is she going to be there? Is she on a scouting trip?
She is not going to be there. She had hoped and planned, and she's all frustrated she can't do it, but some other things family-wise that she just can't get away. So I've got a few other family members coming in to watch, and they're excited, but no, she won't be there. I want to know who she's cheering for. That's all. That's all I'm trying. I'm still trying to find that out, and that's the most important thing to me.
So paycheck versus family, that's a tough one, isn't it?
That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't dare ask her actually. I don't want to be heartbroken.
Well, her husband will be with me, that's why she's trying to be with the kids.
Yeah, he's going to be on. He's on air with
in
you.
LA on Friday, yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He has a game Thursday, I think, in Toronto. So
Yeah.
she's probably got to be long.
Yeah, that's
We have two on Zoom here.
okay.
Don, with the players they have out, I mean, it's Carlson, Vlasic, Meyer, Nito. I mean, they got some good players out. Is it tough to get a read on them with all those guys out?
Well, you do know the way their coaches want them to play. I mean, that's evident and clear and evident when you watch and see, and that's hard. I mean, they play hard and fast, and they are on you quick, and you know, we just have to prepare that way. I think, yes, they're missing some skill that can execute at a higher level of proficiency. Obviously, that's the difference. But as far as how they attack and play, I don't see them changing. I mean, you know, it's clear and evident they play hard, and we have to be ready for that. You know, anytime you have a reduced skill in their lineup, I'm sure they're going to try to supplement it by working even harder, and that's how you would go along the preparation phase for that.
If Drake does have to play for Victor tonight with Tage and Rasmus, just what do you like about him potentially meshing on that line?
Yeah, Bill, I don't know that we threw lines together. They even switched through practice. They were rotating guys through practice. So I think Kajula was on the flank or the wing with Tage and Aspie to start, and then Aspie shifted to the right side later in practice or pregame. So I don't know what we'll do yet because I didn't have enough information as far as whether we'll have Victor tonight and whether we would have or not Eakin tonight. So our lines won't be settled till tonight, really. But the guys have done a great job moving and shifting around, whether it be playing the offside wings in practice, and we've tried to preach that to them, obviously, to prepare for situations like this even more so.
We got one more here.
Don, Dan Rusanowski from Sharks Radio. Just wanted to ask about the value that you have for having a guy that with so much experience in his hockey life as Craig Anderson, who's been around so many different situations, and how much that's helped your team in the early stages of the year.
Yeah, it's helped significantly. He has a presence when he speaks. It's very logical. It makes a lot of sense. It's calming. It's and then we have some great leaders around him that supplement him, and they all work together really well. And Gergensons and Okposo, I think the three of those guys. You can add Mark Pizik in there as well. They have the collective presence, but yes, Craig does. He competes really hard, so you know you can have all the presence you want, but if you don't compete and practice as hard, sometimes that message isn't as strong. And with Craig, it's the full package; it's all there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.